was interesting that hit my timeline. Shout out to DB Fig. Show him some love. Hit him with a follow. He streams. He does YouTube. Hit him with a follow. He tweeted out this clip. Apparently, gamers are getting active. It's not just all the Crips and the Pyrus that were on stage at the Juneteenth festival with Kendrick Lamar. Apparently, gamers are getting active. They went from fight sticks to catching flights to fight niggas. Let's see what happened.
Police call this case a weird one, and we'd have to agree. A New Jersey man is accused of flying to Florida and attacking a fellow.
It's always Florida. JG, come get your steak.
Gamer with a hammer over an online dispute. The Nassau County Sheriff says the victim and suspect knew each other from the game Arch-Age, but never met in person.
Arch-Age? What is that? Hold up. It sounds like an MMO. Arch-Age? What the fuck is that? What is this? Arch-Age? This shit got a 6 out of 10 on... Nigga, you fighting niggas over a 6 out of 10? Yeah, what am I talking about? You niggas be fighting over 4s, but... what kind of game is Yeah, it's an MMO. This shit sucks. Okay. Oh, over Arch-Age. Let's see.
Edward Kang flew from Newark to Jacksonville over the weekend.
He flew from Newark to... Newark makes sense. They violent.
Snuck into the victim's home and attacked the victim with a hammer.
Home invasion?
The victim suffered severe head wounds.
Hey, hold on. How did he get his house address?
Kang was arrested and charged with attempted murder.
Wait, was the dude asleep?
Jacksonville over the weekend snuck into the victim's home and attacked the victim with a hammer. The victim suffered severe head wounds. Kang was arrested and charged with attempted murder.
Oh yeah, lock his ass up. That's not even funny. Why Newark catching strays? That's like, at least run a fair fade, pussy. Also, I gotta ask the question.
Man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
Like, did he steal his mount or something? Like, what the fuck? Did he steal his runes? Like, or whatever the currency is in the damn game? He said, if I take that 6 hour road, yeah, I would play that trip. I would play that clip Ethos on stream, but nah, I'm not playing that shit for reasons. If I take that 6 hour road trip, I can't play them. No, thank you. It's a classic. He obviously was just losing in the game or something. It's never that serious, guys. If you're getting really mad while playing a video game, do like me, just turn the stream off. Or if you don't stream, go for a walk, talk to some friends, get some water, you know, don't break that controller. Don't lose your freedom. It's just a game. Remember, games are supposed to be an escape, not a reason to catch a flight, to catch a fade. Although it wasn't a fade because he just hit a nigga upside the head with a hammer. That nigga turned into the Hammer Bros from Super Mario. That shit is crazy. If I take that road trip. Oh, shit. Let me see. What else I got for you? Elden Ring news. In Crybaby news, you niggas is ruining the game already. It's already started. Elden Ring balance update makes the first half of the DLC easier, so you don't have to be as good as game journalists, which is a joke because we know you niggas suck. Every game journalist review I watched was using summons and mimics. I don't even want to hear it. And I'm not even going to knock it because I know you guys gotta use that shit to get through the DLC as fast as possible to get your review out. So I'm not going to knock it. You just wanted to learn about the new features and stuff like that, but you're not good. Cut it out. But yeah, the DLC, it's gotten easier. If you haven't beaten the DLC a week after it came out, your playthrough is officially Mickey. Everybody's Mickey. I've already read this one. I know what it is. So basically, I misspoke in a tweet. They didn't nerf the bosses, but then they kind of did. They kind of pseudo nerfed them. What they did is, so in the DLC, there's a new fragment. I call them skidoo fragments, like blue skidoo fragments. And you collect them and it gives you a boost in power and defense. It makes you stronger so you can hit hard. Honestly, it kind of feels like a Metroidvania mechanic. You know how like in every Metroid game at the beginning of the game, as much as I love Metroid, I hate this about the games. At the beginning of every Metroid game, Samus loses her suit and all her abilities. So you spend half of the game going back and collecting all the abilities so then you can go fight. It's basically the same thing. They basically strip you of your power, and you really start to feel it once you leave that first little opening area, and you have to collect the fragments to get your power back. And like, I knew it mattered, but I didn't think, what up, Fried Company? I didn't, welcome to the stream. I didn't think it mattered that much until the other day, when I was streaming and I was raging, I was fighting, the Moon Knight chick right here. We're gonna beat her today. I had a lot of people were trolling. I'm not gonna lie, you niggas disappointed me that day. Just, not even trolling. The IQ was just really low that night. I had to get off stream. It was just making my brain hurt, some of the dumbass shit I was seeing. But there was one comment during that stream that I saw, I felt like it was genuine. And he said, he was like, yo, he's like, I'm not gonna hold you. He's like, you're actually pretty damn good at this game. He's like, you're doing good. He's like, the problem is you're not hitting hard enough. He's like, have you collected any fragments? I was like, I think I got like 2. He was like, yeah, you need to go collect the fragments. I don't know what it was. Like, it was just the energy in the message. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to this dude. And I'm glad I did. Because I have been working on videos off stream, but when I got done at the end of the day, I would spend a little bit of time. I just been running around the map collecting fragments. And I'm starting to hit like a truck. So for those who are playing the DLC and you haven't spent any time collecting the fragments, go do it. And you're gonna see today in the stream. Because just for shits and giggles, what I did is I went and just fought the Moon Knight just to see if there was a difference in power. The first try, I was about to beat her. I purposely let her kill me just because I wanted the evidence on stream, because I didn't want nobody saying like I was cheating or some shit like that. But there's definitely a difference. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll spend more time exploring. So pro tip, do explore. And another reason to explore is because today a patch dropped and they made the fragments even stronger. So there's even more reason. So they didn't technically nerf the bosses. They're still the same, but they buffed you. So it kind of pseudo nerfed them. It's making the game easier, at least the first half or whatever. This is like a 2K community update. Yeah, and it's because so many people were bitching. And I've been paying attention. The most of the people I see, and shout out to Kai. If Kai, that nigga spent 1,000 hours on the hey, that nigga spent 1,000 hours on the final boss, but he beat it. And y'all called that nigga the worst gamer alive. He did beat the DLC. Now, if the guy who just started playing the game can beat it, all you pros should be able to beat it too. Although I suspect most of them aren't pros. I think the problem with Elden Ring is since it's gone mainstream from software, there's a lot of new players and they just want to be part of the conversation and they fucking suck. Because I checked them Steam achievements yesterday because I'm working on my impressions video. It should be up tomorrow, maybe. My editor got it. I checked the achievements. It's still only 30% of people beat Millennia. And the angle that I took in my video was, is the DLC too hard, before I led into my impressions. And at the end of the video, I'm spoiling it, but whatever. I was saying, if only 30% of the player base beat Millennia, only 30% of the player base is prepared to play the DLC. I don't want to say only, because some of y'all maybe just wasn't interested in fighting her, but I think that's a reasonable take. I think it's a reasonable take. Motherfuckers just want to be part of the conversation. Y'all suck. Not the first time you spoiled me this week. You'll be all right. Beat the base game before you I'm telling you, the internet has ruined everything. The DLC has only been out a week. People are still figuring out the tech. People are still figuring out the best weapons, the best builds. And you got a lot of people out here. I've seen a lot of content creators that want to get into a dick measuring contest. They want to speed run the DLC, and they're getting mad because they didn't explore and properly upgrade their build. And now they're struggling with the DLC more than they probably should have because they didn't take the mechanics seriously enough. And what happened is you got people on Steam. Now the game is sitting at mixed reviews because people are crying about it. And now they've gave it a significant buff to everybody to make the game easier. So everybody's run is now officially Mickey. You got Siggy in the group chat saying that anybody who uses fragments is now Mickey. I was like, bro, shut the fuck up. Does Elden Lord trophy count? Yeah, if you got the trophy, I guess. Some man Siggy just be on with. There was a boss I was struggling with hard, then I updated and happened. I steamrolled as crazy. Steamrolled him. So yeah, an update came out Just making y'all aware. Yo, those fragments are important. I was at the final boss with level 12 fragments, couldn't do any damage. Then I upgraded to 18 and it was easier. I just beat him. So like my new rule of thumb is like every time I beat like a main boss, I'm gonna go explore and try to find as many fragments as possible. So you come prepared. That's the best way I can articulate it. It feels like a Metroid mechanic where they're stripping you your power and you got to go back and restore it. Is it annoying? Yes, but I'm gonna be honest. If you paid $40 for the DLC, you should be exploring. I don't understand why like so many people just want to speed run the bosses. Enjoy the game. Let it marinate. The best meats to put in your mouth are marinated. Remember who told you first. Let's see what else we got for you. We got a new gate. We got a new gate. A couple of years ago, not a couple, like a few years ago, when Spider-Man 1 came out, we had Puddlegate. If you guys remember, Puddlegate was right before the game came out. No, it was right when the game came out, or was it before? I don't remember. People were complaining that the reflections in the puddles of Marvel's Spider-Man were bad, and they were protesting and not buying the game. Since then, Spider-Man 2 came out. It went on to be nominated 7 times at the Game of the Year Awards. And did it win any? No. So now Spider-Man fans are butthurt. They're downloading their new suits, swinging around in that ugly-ass Miles Morales Adidas fit, looking for inspiration, looking for hope. But unfortunately, all they found was another gate. Today, I present to you Parking Garage Gate. Let's read along. Spider-Man fans are still mad you can't enter the garage in Insomniac's newest update. Let's just get to them. Marvel Spider-Man 2 was the superhero event of 2023, beating a majority of the released MCU movies in terms of story and overall hype. Over half a year later, fans are still finding hidden Easter eggs in the epic sequel, including an incredible Venom detail hiding within the PS5 controller, and some are frustrated that a new patch has kept certain areas of New York out of bounds for the web slinger. The Marvel Gamerverse has several exciting projects in the pipeline, such as Blade and Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra, but the next game on every comic book fan's mind is likely to be another masterpiece from Insomniac Games when the team gives Wolverine the same Spider-Man treatment. Let's cross our fingers, Logan's suit selected is just as plentiful. Suit selection. Insomniac released the latest patch for Marvel Spider-Man 2 last week, introducing 8 new suits for the friendly neighborhood superhero. The update also targeted community-requested features, feedback, and fixes, and addressed accessibility blockers for some missions. One area that wasn't addressed, however, is the city's out-of-bound areas. What? A video game with limits? This is crazy. If we read the tweets from Ironable, he says, I was really hoping that Insomniac would have fixed their bad game design by now, but yikes. Yikes. Now this is bad game design. Let's see what he's talking about. Gaming is dead. Gaming is dead. Parking garage gate. Why the fuck did it open the damn tweet? What the fuck, man? An invisible wall? First of all, I gotta ask the question. If you're playing as Spider-Man, why do you need to go in the parking garage? Were you planning to see if there's parking available to park your Spider-Mobile? Like, what are you talking about? I'm telling you. The internet has been a blessing and a curse. It has ruined a lot of things. First we had Puddlegate, now we got Parking Garage Gate. A lot of gamers need a mental evaluation. Going to the gym is not therapy. I'm talking to the young men in the chat. Going to the gym is not therapy. I'm on my Dr. Umar shit. One more time. Going to the gym is not therapy. Slinging dumbbells, especially because most of y'all got poor form. How you been in the gym for 5 years and your biceps still the same size. Like, what are we talking about here? I don't know why I'm not growing. Anyways, yo, shout out to Trillmatic. In more positive news, they're not immersed enough. Prime Video, yo, it actually scares me how well Amazon is doing. They're becoming too powerful. They deliver everything in 2 days or less. I'm not gonna lie, most things I get nowadays in 1 day. They've gotten faster because I live next to a facility. If you live next to an Amazon facility, a lot of things you can get in 1 day and some things the same day. They've entered the foray. They suck at video games. They still suck at video games, but they've entered the foray of television. A lot. Man in the High Castle's fire. Invincible is fire. Fallout was fire. I don't think they put out a bad show. They've got a new show coming. Gotham. A new Batman called The Cape Crusader, and apparently one of the producers that worked on the original The Boys. Yeah, The Boys. What is it called? Gen G, I think, or some shit. I don't know. They got quality shows. I'd argue it's one of the better streaming services, believe it or not. Gen V, my bad. Yeah, Gen V. It's one of the better streaming services. They got a new Batman show coming. And based off their track record, because they have not released one bad show, I'm going to be honest. Every Amazon exclusive that I've watched, I've liked. Based off their track record, I'm going to presume this is going to be good because in the credits, it said the producer worked on the original Batman, animated from the 90s. Let's talk. You know, what is the time period on this? Is this like the 40s, 50s, or is it just some type of alternate timeline? Because in the trailer, most of it looks like you know, Al Capone type shit. It's the 40s, I think. But then what confused me is the police suits. Where is it? Right here. Like these police suits look kind of futuristic. I think that's the part that confused me. Watch. I hope, because it seems like it's going to be a much more grounded show. I hope they lean more into the detective aspect of it, because if you lean more into that, it allows for, I think, better storytelling versus everything just being a spectacle. If they're going to go for that older vibe, yeah, I hope the writing is really strong. But so far, like, the trailer looks good. If you got Amazon Prime, if you don't, ask a friend to borrow their password or some shit. I don't think Amazon blocks you from borrowing your friend's joint. But maybe similar to the animated series in the 90s. Well, yeah, one of the producers from that show is working on it. Remastered collection of Dead Rising was announced today. Classic. Before we get into the trailer, my just a little personal story. My biggest memory, believe it or not, when it comes to Dead Rising, was it 1? Was it 2? What was my favorite boss fight? No. My biggest memory for Dead Rising 1, and I'm about to show my age here. Dead Rising 1 was one of the first games that came out on the Xbox 360. And if you remember, 360 and the PS3 was the systems that ushered in the HD era. There were HD games on the PS2, but they were far and few between. It was not common. It was the 360 and the PS3 that ushered us into that HD era. And Dead Rising did this thing in the game where you couldn't read the text in the game unless you had an HD TV. And when this game came out, my original Xbox 360, I was still on an old TV. It wasn't an HD TV. I don't know I don't know what you fucking call them. Them old TVs, they play Smash Bros on at the tournament. I had one of them joints, right? And yeah, CRT or whatever, standard definition. So what happened is, I remember playing this game as a kid, and like, what would piss me off is it had a timed mechanic. There were only certain enemies and bosses and missions there were certain NPCs that you could save and certain bosses you could fight only during certain days and certain times during the day. The problem is, because I had a standard definition TV, I couldn't read the text in the game. So I played this whole game without being able to read anything in the fucking game and just guessing half of what I'm doing. The combat and the story was so interesting. It kind of carried it, but like, I remember being did anybody else have this problem? I remember being so fucking mad about that shit. And it's funny because back then you only needed a 720p TV, but I didn't have a 720p TV at the time. So I couldn't read the missions that I was supposed to do. It was just like this small text that you couldn't read. Fucking annoying. Anyways, that's my story, Dead Rising. That's the thing I remember the most about the game. Yeah, that's why I stopped playing it. Oops, I paused it, my bad. Let's see what this remaster or this collection look at. Wait, is this a remaster or what is it? Hello, this is your friend. What is it? The deluxe oh, it is a remaster. This is like a up-res.
Say, buddy, you mentioned something about research for a
You unlocking core memories.
Frank left.
Yeah, that was a core memory for me because it pissed me the fuck off.
The world's gonna know it in 3 days.
Imagine playing a game you were mad the entire time, but you also enjoyed it. There it is. That's the trailer. Not gonna lie, I'm not buying this shit, but it is coming. If you're a fan of the series, I feel like Dead Rising 3 was so ass on the Xbox One. It was so ass. I feel like one of the things that they fucked up with on that series is I think the appeal of Dead Rising 1 and 2 was how vibrant it was. It was a game that didn't take itself seriously. Like I remember running around the mall in a Mega Man suit, fighting zombies and shit. Like it was a very silly, a gamer's game. And then the third one, and I blame Call of Duty and other games, when this is the era where everything started to become dark and gray, it just started to take itself way too seriously. And I'm like, it's not as fun. It's not as fun. And it sucks too, because I think the main character was Hispanic or like Native American or something. He was a person of color. Just like, why they do us like that? Like when you get some representation, do it right. Do it right. He was Hispanic. Yeah, like do it right. I know my Hispanic brothers and sisters don't get a lot of representation in games. I do remember thinking that. I'm like, damn, this is the one that sucks. That's 4? Wait, which one was 3? What the fuck? Wait, what was Dead Rising 3? Hold up. Whatever that one was with the Hispanic dude, that one fucking sucked. Dead Rising 3? Do I not remember that? No, it was 3. 4 was Frank? I didn't play 4. What a 4th came out? I did not play this one. 6 out of 10. That shit must have been ass. I didn't even know there was a 4th. Yeah, this one pissed me off. It was so bad. But yeah, that's my story. Dead Rising remaster collection coming. And PlayStation don't got no games news. Sony niggas, y'all don't buy games, but you know an era where they did? The PlayStation 3. And I got good news for you guys. You may not be interested in purchasing PS5 games. So now you can purchase games from the era where you did purchase games. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're now, because I've seen this tweet all over my timeline, and people are celebrating. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. People are buying next-gen consoles, or should I say current-gen, to play games from 20 years ago. But I'm the bad guy. I'm not reading this article, just making you aware that PS3 more games are rumored to be coming to the PS5. I'm not reading this article because I didn't buy my PS5 to do that. So now you guys can relive the memories of Cole McGrath and all gillied up and heavily sword. Last but not least, Amazon's giving away 15 more free games. Not too much on Cole. I like Infamous. I'm just cracking a joke. I like Infamous. I'm gonna just drop the link in here if y'all are interested. For people who are Amazon Prime members, here's 15 new free games. That's the link if you want them. If you're a brokey and you need something to play, Deceive Inc. is actually a good game. And Call of Juarez. Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge. That was good. Sea of Thieves on the PS3. That shit would nuke your